The Mariners, Seattle busy, and of course Dave Sims, three-time winner now, back-to-back-to-back. Little Bill Russell in Seattle as the sportscaster of the Uni says hello here on High Heat. Dave, it's always a pleasure. It's great to have you with us. Mariners last year played well, Rookie of the Year 2, getting better, division not as good. Might be an interesting summer of baseball in the Pacific Northwest. Let us start there. Go ahead.
Absolutely, Chris. Good to be with you. Happy New Year. And I'm liking, the direction the Mariners are going in. Third in defense last year. The hitting wasn't great, but it was timely. They stayed in the wild card chase until about the last week, 8-9 days. 6-man rotation. Got to rebuild the bullpen, which is just vitally important. But Kyle Lewis outstanding as Rookie of the Year. J.P. Crawford, Gold Glove shortstop. Evan White, Gold Glove first baseman. And then with more guys on the come. Jared Kelnick, at some point, maybe we see him this year. Julio Rodriguez, highly touted guy. Logan Gilbert, a big-time pitcher who's probably going to be with the club at some point this year. So, I think the momentum, and we get Tom Murphy, who missed all of last season, a catcher, who was a journeyman who turned out to be a vital cog in the 19 team. Great leader, strong guy, probably strongest guy pound for pound on the team. Good to have him back. Torrens did a nice job getting him from San Diego. So if things are looking up for the Mariners, no question about it.
100%. They got a long drought here, but we all know that is a great baseball town, postseason drought. And if they ever get hot at the right time, they will flock to that facility when, in fact, we can have fans back. And the division is up in the air. Houston's not as good. Oakland's made moves. The Angels still have no pitching. I mean, they're not in a division with the Dodgers. They're in a division with in this American League West, which is gettable. I would think that might hasten the development. What's your take on that for a sec? Let me hear.
It's an opportunity. I mean, and hopefully they can take advantage of it. And, we had terrific development with some players last year, and hopefully that continues. I mean, it's a hard-working group of guys. I mean, Shed Long's coming back off a stress fracture, lower leg. He showed some really good promise in the late in the 19 season. But Kyle Lewis, man, I'm telling you, this dude did everything. And how about this? An emerging star in Dylan Moore, second baseman, can play outfield. You got Kyle Seager back to the final year of his contract. He was solid last year, played a very good third base, got hot a couple of times, hit a bunch of home runs. Jose Marmoleos showed some signs of some really good pop. Ty France are putting a lot on his table. As a DH and a guy that can play second and third. So we'll see. And the other thing, too, like everybody, excited to get fans back in the ballpark. And if you're a baseball fan, you're starving for baseball, and that certainly applies in Seattle. And I think everybody has done a really good job, watching Jerry Dipoto's every step by step to build this team back into contention.
100% right. Pitching, of course. They made lots of moves for pitchers. The Mets trade and Sheffield from the Yankees and everything else. So they're a little closer to developing a very good rotation, Dave. We don't see Seattle an awful lot. They've sort of been under as you just said, they've been bad, so nobody's paying attention too much to the Mariners here on the East Coast. Do they have the makings of a halfway decent rotation?
Keep it. Yeah, I think so. Justice Sheffield had a breakthrough year last year. Marco Gonzalez was outstanding. He's the number one, the lefty from Gonzaga, out of Colorado Springs. Right. Great leader on the club. I'm hoping, and that I'm hoping that Taijuan Walker comes back. I mean, dealt him to Toronto, and he pitched well up there, and certainly it's a great relationship between Taijuan and the ball club. Yusei Kikuchi, really need to get him to a point where he's consistent. He's got good stuff. I mean, Taijuan, I had a conversation with Taijuan last year. He said, dude, you got 95, 98 in your fastball. Use the daggone thing. So let's see what kind of development he has. This will be, his third year. Let's see, Nick Margevicius, good-looking left-hander. Let's see what he can do. He showed some signs. He can go 4 or 5 innings, which is pretty much what we're seeing from too many guys, I think. And that's a whole discussion you and I can have without a doubt about 5 and dive or 4 and dive and then go to the bullpen. It's not like when we were kids growing up when you knew a guy was going to go 7, 8 innings. It's a different game. But the bullpen, I think, is the biggest. I'm not so concerned about the starting rotation. Chris Flexen from the Mets, look forward to seeing what he's going to bring to the table. But the bullpen's got to be rebuilt or
financially
age improvements.
Yeah, all right, fair about that bullpen. You know they have the finances. When they get good, they will spend the proper money as far as they always have. So if they get into a situation where they're a piece away, they go out there and they delve into it, correct?
I don't think there's any question about it. The farm system has been about a top 3 to 5, in Major League Baseball the last 3 years, 4 years. So, about the last 3 years. And, that's promising. And I think that is definitely going to be the strategy for sure.
And as far as the season is concerned, are you expecting to get to Peoria in February? What's your take on that? What you can tell me there?
I know what I read on the other side of the newspaper, Chris, and I see that Arizona is pretty much the COVID capital of the world. I'm not real enthused about getting down there. I was more than willing to broadcast from T-Mobile Park again. But, hopefully if we get the daggone vaccine situation straightened out so you and I and everybody else in the whole country can get it, and then we can open things up maybe mid-season. I talked to a couple of managers, and they were saying, hey, man, there's no way Feb 17 is going to work. It's got to get pushed back at least a month. I tell you what, I'd be thrilled with 140 games. I mean, obviously, I'd be thrilled with 162. I don't think that's realistic. But you give me 140 games, which beats the heck out of 60, I'd be thrilled. And then maybe second half of the season.
Take that.
Even if you only have 9,000
you're gonna get fans.
people in the stadium.
Listen, you'll get fans eventually. I think by this middle of the year, you'll see fans. I'm with you about the vaccines. Dave, great job. Always a pleasure to talk to you. You stay healthy, and we will keep in touch. Thanks very much.
Good to see you. Come out to the Northwest sometime, huh?
Must do so. I've never been to Seattle. It'll be a good stop for me. Nice.